specifically going to be playing the Foundation DLC today because in the last stream I finished the main story and have done the AWE DLC and a lot of the side kind of content. So I think the last thing there is left to do is the Foundation DLC. Not sure how long it will take to beat it, so we're just gonna see how it goes. Hope everyone's doing okay. Yeah, I feel like in the last stream, upon finishing the main plot, I still feel like overall I really, really like this game. But I didn't like the ending. And I talked a lot about why I didn't like the ending in the previous stream. So I'm not gonna like rehash that in tons of detail just yet. But I'll be interested to see, I guess, where this DLC goes. Because the other DLC was like, it was fun and everything, but it was very much like teasing Alan Wake 2. It was like focused on Alan Wake 2. Whereas this, I think, is going to be more of a continuation of the main story of Control. Maybe it's setting up for like a sequel or an extended universe. But we'll see. There's only one way to find out. Before I start playing, I want to remind everyone that we're still raising money for medical aid for Palestinians. Our fundraiser bar is at the top of the screen, so you will be able to see that our current fundraising goal is £250, and that we're just under £200 away from that. When we reach our goal, we'll be doing a giveaway of games generously donated to us by awesome developers, people working in the games industry who support Palestine. If you would like to donate, then you can enter the command !Palestine in the chat to bring up the link to our fundraiser. And if you do donate, then please let me know so that I can turn on my... because my notification sound for that is not working on my setup. So I would appreciate folks letting me know in chat when someone donates so that I can thank them. Okay. Probably going to be taking a lot of breaks to drink water today because it's very hot at the moment. Let's get into it. Okay, so I do vibe with the janitor outfit, but I think there's part of me that just wants to wear this outfit again. I just really, really enjoy it. It's probably being both a climber and a lesbian. Okay, the Foundation. My first objective is to talk to the board in the hotline chamber. So let's head to... the hotline chamber. This is the sector elevator. That's not the way. Cafeteria Nostalgia Communications. I want to go to the director's office, so... I don't know, do I have to take the sector elevator to get to the... Director's office, or is it on the next floor? No, I think maybe it's on the next floor. I forgot that there was a second floor. Oh, I cannot use my powers in this room. There we go. Second floor to the director's office. Yeah, and the hotline chamber. Should be through that way, right?
Especially considering how new she is.
I suppose, but the hiss are still all over the bureau. When is she gonna get them out?
I'm sure she's working on it. It wouldn't kill you to admit she's doing a good job.
Lol. It's... Yeah. I mean, I talked a lot about my feelings about the ending in the last stream and why I don't like it. The benefit of the doubt is, like, obviously that if they do an extended universe, then it could kind of spin things back on its head and, like, interrogate the whole director thing, but I don't have a ton of hope in that.
Heard the director stopped the hiss, right? Sounds like she can really handle things.
Finally, someone had the balls to take the fight to them. It's about time we had someone other than an old man.
But all of these voice lines are,
Hiss over and over. If we win this thing, it'll be because of
all of these voice lines are really pushing the whole, like, oh my god, she's like a woman in charge and she's doing such a good job. Girl boss. Hi, Themborn. Hey. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping by again.
I'll be here waiting for you when you wake up, brother.
Oh, it's Dylan.
If you wake up.
It is quite sad that she came looking for him and that she has not had the opportunity to
It's not like her to be absent during a crisis.
Marshall's as tough as they come. You don't need to,
do
worry about
that.
her.
I hope.
Why can't I find the friggin' director's office? There we go. Boss light, girl gas. So true. Okay. Here's the friggin' director's office, and here's the hotline chamber. Also, I was thinking about what to do today, and the other game that I've been playing is Silent Hill 2 at the moment, and it's really fucking good. Like, it's amazing, but it's so intense, and like, I play a few hours of it and then I'm like, I need to fucking like sit down. I mean, I'm sitting down, but like, I need to sit down on a whole other level. So I played a bit of it today, and then I was like, I can't play any more of this.
Even if it was a dream, I feel Darling reached out to me through the hotline. I have a feeling he and Trench won't be the only callers from beyond.
Director, situation crisis. Uh-oh, in Foundation. We demand your attention, Moxie. Oldest house is in danger. We open the door tree in maintenance. Hurry, post haste.
Problem in the Foundation. That was Auti's vacation spot. We need to
Oh
check this out.
no. I really hope that Artie's vacation is not in jeopardy. Everything that I've done is for Artie to have his vacation. And so everything that I do from now on must be to protect his vacation. Okie dokie, so we're heading to maintenance. Ooh, restricted area, but it's in beyond the Black Rock Quarry. So that's where we gotta head, I guess. Yeah, let's go. I'm curious, pretty curious to see, like, I guess, where this DLC goes. So I'm trying to keep an open mind, even though I felt like I didn't vibe with the ending. like there's so much other stuff about this game that's so good that I need to not let that sour it too much. Don't remember that line. I thought he went to a beach dimension because of the sunset vision. Yeah, that's what I thought too, but she just said that the foundation is where he is taking his vacation, so I don't know. Oh, yeah. Remember going through here? Following his visions through this area? So in a sense, that it is where he took his vacation. Find the door. Yeah, okay, this is the restricted area that we went to find his vacation spot, right? So looks like we're going back there. Yeah, okay, we just gotta wait for the gondola to come back up, and then that's it, I guess. But let me have a poke around in case there's something else I'm missing. Yeah, no, I think the door is probably in the magic nowhere place. It's just that gondola takes fucking forever to get here. So, I may as well poke around, you know? I really hope that we get some of Artie's lovely elevator music on the way. Alright, took your sweet time. Have you got some music for me? Or without Artie's vision, am I just going to be moving in this slow-ass gondola in silence for like 2 minutes? Yeah? Okay, you guys really do need to do something about this, because like you can't rely on Artie's like magic janitor powers to provide the elevator music. Like I think you need to install like some kind of radio CD like system in here, because people are sitting in this gondola for like not even sitting. Why not install some seats? Like this is not the most accessible arrangement. Install some seats, install some music, you know? You guys need to do something about it. It's also like not very safe. Like the abyss is down there, and people could just fall off the edge. Like I don't understand why you wouldn't like put some kind of barriers here with like a little door. Not that hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making some suggestions to improve the gondola situation. That's all. I appreciate that it's hard work setting up a gondola, but it would have been nice to consider the experience, the user experience, you know? So this is just some feedback I have. Okay, well, now we gotta find a door in the middle of nowhere.
Dark, quiet, trans-dimensional. This place really suits Ahti. So that etching is the door. Okay, let's try opening
That
it.
etching. What etching? Oh, there? Oh, that does look to be a control point. And that is an etching. And that's Polaris. So, yeah. Let's quickly check our abilities situation. Okay. That's fine. Yeah. Magic door. Open for me. Foundation.
No time for sightseeing. The board said this was an emergency.
I don't really care to do what the board says, you know? Like, I don't trust them, and I don't think you should trust them either. But
Looks like no one's been down here in a while.
and then this is why I've got the climbing gear on, right? Like, I'm in a cave. I could take a little bouldering break, if you'd be into that, Jesse.
Crystals are kind of pretty. Emily would be having a field day down here.
It would be nice to come down here with Emily. You could have a little candlelit dinner down here. That would be cute.
My life's been a strange one. Certainly stranger than I'd like. But this place, it's something else. The floors crawl, walls slither. It's a shifting pit. On the street, it's just another drab building standing there for anyone to see. But no one does. How did we miss it? Northmore. Acting director in Northmore now is on a train from Washington. He'll expect answers, which is why I'm making these tapes. They're evidence that I'm at least trying to understand. Father searched his entire life for something like this, and we find it 1 week after he's buried. He always hated irony. Of course, Father, the great director, Ash, would have been the first man in. And look at me, his bookworm son, the supposed head of research who can't stop his legs from shaking long enough to step over the threshold.
Interesting, okay. So they seem to be talking about a previous generation of FBC management before Northmore. Research Site Delta. Okay.
The foundation. Bottom of the old tower.
Oh, hey, Marshall.
Stop the hiss.
Marshall? How was she on the hotline? Unless she's dead. Jesus. She seemed like the kind of woman who could survive anything.
She did just disappear, so I guess it's should be interesting to find out what happened to her. Although they really don't make like a huge deal of it, and then Jesse's suddenly like, by the way, Marshall is gone, and that's the beginning of the DLC. Okay, cool. That looks like another abyss, so maybe not that. Got a lot of that red sand that Darling loved so much. Oh. It's pretty, the red sand. I do... Oh, that was the wrong button. Okay, locked door into the deep cavern. That's okay. Is that a box or something here? No? Don't know what that is. Sorry, I keep pressing the wrong button. I think it's... You know when you've been playing 2 video games at the same time and you're getting the control schemes mixed up? I keep pressing L1 because it's the run button in Silent Hill 2 Remake. The red sand is really pretty. You know what? I get the big deal. Not to relate to Darling or anything. On Art and Time, compiled by Dr. Theodore Ashe, head of research by order of director Broderick Northmore. At first, I thought, okay, so Ashe served as head of research under Northmore and his father was the previous director. Is what I'm understanding. At first I thought the cave paintings in the Foundation chronicled ancient humans' encounters with natural occurrences like weather, but it soon became clear they depicted events far outside the average human experience. Also, it seems I was wrong to assume the images are ancient. Radiocarbon dating suggests something impossible, that I've been down here longer than the paintings. That's absurd though. The style and medium clearly indicate a Paleolithic origin. I was ready to conclude that an ancient community of humans lived in or around the oldest house. Now, with this information, I don't know what to think. Is one of our agents drawing these, or is there someone down here with us? This place has a habit of skewing my results, so perhaps the data is corrupted, or perhaps some paintings were created at different times. The art does seem to chronicle not only the past, but also the present, and possibly even the future. I see in them echoes of the board, some linear architecture, even what could be interpreted as director. Are the paintings telling a story that's still being written? If so, who is writing it? Okay, interesting. So, this feels connected to, the whole Alan Wake thing and the idea that, artists have ability to kind of shape reality through the creative act, which is interesting, and that kind of like goes back to prehistoric forms of like art and storytelling. What am I expecting from Alan Wake 2 after Control? That's a good question. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. They hint that there's like going to be in a couple of years like another altered world event in Bright Falls, right? Like that's what they hint at. So what I do know about Alan Wake 2 already is that I think that you play part of the game as Alan Wake and you play part of the game as a female FBI director, so we've got more kind of propaganda concerns going on here.
We're using pickaxes now?
But I'm not really sure. I've also been told to expect that, or I guess to think about the fact that Alan Wake 2 is more inspired by Twin Peaks The Return than it is by the original 2 seasons of Twin Peaks, which Alan Wake very much is inspired by the original Twin Peaks. The Return is, of course, the kind of 3rd and final season of Twin Peaks that was made 25 years later. And season 3, I finished watching it recently, and it really does like color and influence your interpretation of Twin Peaks as a whole, and it's really fucking good, and it just like spins certain things around on their head a little bit, And I don't think that, like, it completely undoes...
The astral plane is cutting into our dimension. What if this happens in the upper floors? It'll destroy the bureau.
There's definitely still some, like, criticism or, like, critique to be had of the return on the level of things like propaganda, which is, like, an issue in Twin Peaks and stuff like that, but it does, like, kind of play around with some of those things in an interesting way. I don't know if it's, like, fully anti-propaganda, like, fully ACAB, I don't think it is, but, like, it does improve a lot on that aspect, I think. So, anyway, that being said, I am wondering about that aspect, because, I mean, there is definitely propaganda in Alan Wake, and there is propaganda in this game, so I'd be interested to see what's going on in that regard.
I wish I'd brought Emily with me. I could really use my head of research right about now.
Gay. Something that I am potentially expecting, but I don't want to get my hopes up too much, is that, like, if I'm to expect that Alan Wake 2 has similar vibes to Twin Peaks The Return, or is inspired by Twin Peaks The Return, then one of the major things that it does...
Wait! It's Jesse! The director!
...is play around with Cooper as a character and the idealization of Cooper, and one of my kind of disappointments about Alan Wake is that I didn't feel like it did enough to kind of interrogate Alan himself and his relationship with his wife.
Whoa. This place is huge. Marshall? Can you hear me? She was on the hotline, so that person couldn't have been Marshall, right? One problem at a time. Let's see what's going on with that pillar first.
So I am kind of wondering if Alan Wake 2 does sort of have any elements of, like, turning things on their heads or interrogating Alan himself as a character. I think one of the things they set up in the AWE DLC in this game for that is that Alan mentions having a doppelganger, and that's, like, a huge element of Twin Peaks The Return, is that Cooper has a doppelganger, but the kind of multiple forms of Cooper are kind of in dialogue with the multiple forms of certain male characters in the original series, and these themes of men who kind of, like, do great violence and kind of fractured identity, and how they kind of, like, can't perceive themselves as men who would be capable of violence. Nail door monolith is shut. Touch revere it to enter. Oh wow, that's very 2001: A Space Odyssey. So yeah, I guess I'm wondering if there's going to be, like, some of the, like, doppelgangers, like, mirroring, like, different versions of different characters, like, interrogating Alan as a character and, like, his relationship with Alice and, like, these sorts of things. That's what I would hope for in the... Anyway, like, I don't super want to get my hopes up too high, because I know a lot of people said it was amazing, but, like, Alan Wake 1 was, like, a little bit of a letdown, so, yeah, that's my feeling. Sorry, I went on for a little bit there, but, yeah.
It's been 5 days since we first entered the building. Traversing the interior is dangerous due to the shifting, but we did manage to find a lower cavern that seems structurally predictable, which is a scientific way of saying its walls won't crush us in our sleep. Northmore even made a discovery. A pistol placed on a stone pedestal in front of that strange ebony pillar. Seems like something out of a storybook, except the heroes usually find swords, not handguns. But it is the perfect lure for someone like him. Hours after finding this weapon, Northmore cornered me about some nonsense about how the board had made him the director. He ranted about the title being meaningless before now, calling Father and all other previous This building has swallowed a dozen of my men, and now it's handing out presents. Is it playing some sort of game? If it is, we're most certainly losing. Hell, we don't even know the rules.
Interesting. So, previous directors before Northmore weren't in communication with the board? Okay, let's check some of our documents. Hiss sharpened. Field research on Hiss entity has sharpened agent. Compiled by Emily Pope for Jesse Faden. His sharpened agents display the para-utilitarian ability to rapidly move short distances. This ability is unique in the fact that it's not associated with any known object of power. However, we should not discount the possibility that this ability is an object variation. For example, oh, sorry, pressed a button by accident. Ugh. Sorry, that was... Oh, there's so many damn documents. There we go. For example, abrupt physical relocation APR could potentially be a variant of the jukebox's effect. Other explanations of the Hiss Sharpen's ability currently include A. Momentary time manipulation, B. Brief increase in physical speed, C. Inhibiting the witness's sense of sight. If we do accept that the Hiss Sharpened ability is not connected to a known object of power, then the Hiss are either manifesting unique paranatural abilities, or there are objects in the house that we aren't aware of. Either way, the Hiss are continuing to develop new strains of corruption, and that is cause for concern. Refer to file redacted for full report. Oh, sorry, I missed the other document now, because I'm doing great. Field research on astral entity, astral copy. With the astral plane now physically accessible, a torrent of new information has been collected on the entities known as astral copies. The copies' bodies are composed of a dense stone-like material that is both resilient under controlled circumstances and brittle when struck with significant force. Whether the astral copies possess individual consciousness or are directed by a higher intelligence, such as the board, remains unknown. However, their shared aggression seems to indicate a unified goal. Director Faden's encounters with these entities when binding objects of power in the astral plane indicate they serve as live targets for potential para-utilitarians to practice on. Some have been equipped with Bureau weaponry, though it seems unlikely they were armed by our personnel. It is important to note that they appear immune to his corruption. Refer to file redacted for report. Sorry, I don't remember what the other document was, so that's that. Federal Bureau of Control, Mr. Wilder, I have some bad news. You remember that Robert Ricardo fella we brought in as a special consultant to map the lower caves? Well, today he found a chamber with weird eyes covering every inch of the walls and a strange black pillar in the center. Kinda looks like the one at the crossroads, but smaller. We had a bureau member shadowing him, but whatever happened in there did a number on our guest. The dogs are taking a look, but it's pretty clear Mr. Adventure's exploring days are over. I know we were careful to limit this guy's exposure to the non-ordinary. Drugging him and carrying him through the upper floor was a real hoot, by the way, but we really need to reevaluate our policies on external contractors. Honestly, we'd be better off forming a special division trained in rappelling and orienteering than subjecting more outsiders to the shit we deal with. They almost always end up dead or loony. From Marcus Talbot. Relocation order. Tom, you missed the good news. I'm sure the official memo will go out soon, but Northmore called in all hands at the crossroads to announce we're finally moving out of this hellhole and up into the house proper. Bureau Brass apparently solved the moving walls problem, or at least figured out a way to pinpoint where and when they happen. All I know is going up means goodbye darkness, goodbye weird lunches with that ex-Nazi scientist, and goodbye pissing into the pit. I know that was you, Barry. Northmore's ordering the Foundation sealed as soon as we can haul our stuff out and somehow convince Ash to come with us. He's the only one kicking up a fuss. This is long overdue. We've lost 11 men and damn near $10,000 in supplies moving between the entrance of the Foundation. And for what? Research? Ash is batty if he thinks we want to stay here and sift through more sand for him. It's just rusted iron flakes anyway. Did you know that? We're breathing that shit in. Let's touch the pillar. What could possibly go wrong? Repair the nail link to prevent astral consumption collision. This is the director's duty plot. Authorized for a single new tool upgrade. Use it to save the Foundation, us, Bureau. Left self or right weapon, only one is permitted. Which will you choose or become?
So I can only choose one? I thought I was done with these tests.
Left self will grant shape manipulate. Right weapon will grant fracture undo. I don't really understand what those things mean, but I like the idea of manipulating stuff of the environment, so let's do that, I guess. We are tweaking, cultivating the ability you. Minerals, roots, barnacles grow across the Foundation. Use the new upgrade self to shape inflate. First director to receive earn this. You should feel honored, handled. Right, there's something like this in, I don't remember which Dragon Age game it is. I think it's either Inquisition or Veilguard, where, I guess it must be Veilguard, where Harding gains the ability to, like, manipulate rocks. Yeah, I think it's Veilguard. Because you don't have Harding in your party in Inquisition. Dismantle, loosen the 4 locks. Located in the fringe. Do this and the nail will be repaired, glued, crisis averted. Wow, he popped like a balloon. Crystals can be shaped while levitating to create platforms. Yes, but which ones? Where am I going now? Ah. I already figured that out. I don't know why it's only explaining it to me now, but sure. Nice. Okay. New ability received. Cool.
Okay, let's review. This broken pillar is called the Nail. It was broken by something, and now the astral plane is bleeding into the foundation, which will destroy the oldest house, the bureau, and everyone inside. I need to find 4 locks, or keys, or whatever, to stop that from happening. But I'm the director. I've handled worse. This should be simple-ish. You with me?
Sure. I mean, I guess this seems like slightly more of an existential threat than what we dealt with before, Jesse, but that's fine. I mean, again, it's like I'm not really fucked about an existential threat to the Bureau because I don't like the Bureau. And I want you to quit. Let it burn, Jesse. Oh. Nice. There we go. I wonder how this goes if you choose the other power. Because then how do you levitate onto the platform? I guess maybe the environment is different in 2 versions of the level. Oh. Sorry, I really need to start looking out for these platforms. Reach the warehouse path and reach the base camp. Okay, well, we're in the warehouse path, so nice. What am I doing here? What am I doing here? I mean, that would be an easy fix, but I don't know how to get inside there. Do I need to? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I can't access that. Hold on, I forgot that I could smashy, smashy, shooty, shooty. There we go. Whatever that did. Complete the ritual in the warehouse. Girl, what ritual? Don't even know what ritual I'm doing. I feel like I need some more information to go on, you guys. Complete the ritual. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I don't know why I would try to turn the shower on, but it's a button that was there, so I pressed it.
Is this a Bureau ID badge? Looks so old. Hope will definitely want to see this.
She's... Oh my god, you're so gay! Sorry. The shining light in the dark is that my Yuri is Yuriing. That's... Oh, can I open... No, I cannot at this moment open that. Okay. How is a girl to do a ritual when a girl does not even know what the ritual is?
Weird place to leave an ID card, but okay.
Am I just trying to find these ID cards? Let me read my documents. History of the Oldest House, compiled by Dr. Theodore Ash, Head of Research. The oldest house has revealed much to me during my months in the Foundation, but many questions remain. Primarily, the tree etchings bewilder me. What is their significance? If the house has changed shape over its lifetime, as I've theorized, then was a tree its first form? I sent a team to the Schwartzman building in search of pre-settlement accounts of Manhattan Island. From those, I discovered a single relevant line, and there I found a tree not known to me, the devil twisted within its bark. That line, taken with the fact that certain American cultures believed some trees would offer wisdom and guidance, is indeed interesting. However, it's hardly firm evidence, and though I am now bound to the oldest house, I must remain a man of science. Okay, you're annoying. Of course, there are numerous ancient beliefs regarding trees. Yggdrasil, the tree of knowledge, Yax Imixche, sorry, that I'm sure I butchered that. Some cultures offered blood sacrifices to trees, while others claimed trees endowed chosen individuals with inhuman powers. Do New York City's many murders act as sacrifice for the oldest house? Does the house have a chosen champion? Is it me? Alright, okay. Big head. Ley lines. On ley lines and their energies, compiled by Theodore Ash by order of Broderick Northmore. For all my research into the oldest house's ley lines, I still don't understand why they converge here at the base of this pillar. I suppose the simplest reason is that they have to converge somewhere, Occam's razor and all that. But that seems wrong. The esoteric world abhors coincidence. So what is the true relationship between this pillar and the ley lines? Does it act as a magnet, attracting them, polar north? Or is the pillar a product of their focused energies, a sprout nourished by the constant flow of the oldest house's power? Perhaps classifying that power could provide some insight. However, we currently have no means of measuring or quantifying it. Given time, it may become possible to collect and even harness this energy. On that note, Northmore is bringing in the much-lauded Dr. Gustav Wagner from headquarters in D.C., hi Layla, to aid my research. I suppose this is his way of saying he doesn't trust me to work unsupervised. Let's just hope Dr. Wagner is as smart as his dearly departed Führer once believed him to be. This guy is a Nazi. He did mention that in the other thing, but Wagner is from headquarters in DC, from Federal Bureau of Control headquarters in DC. So they're openly hiring a Nazi doctor. So that's a thing. But like tracks, right? On the pyramid and geometry. I've been going through my library. Sorry, just checking on my cat. Researching pyramids and triangles. If that shape does relate to the board, as Northmore says, then perhaps our predecessors in the occult can offer some insight through their geometric knowledge. In esotericism, the triangle is closely related with the Holy Trinity and other three-part concepts, past, present, future, mind, body, spirit. Interestingly, the term board also implies multiple parts. Upright triangles in Judeo-Christian imagery indicate ascent into the rational divine realm. I really hate the term Judeo-Christian. Naturally, the ascent is masculine and the fall is feminine. I don't know about naturally. Adam and Eve, that's just a bit of old world patriarchy. That's, specific to that religion of Christianity. I'm not as aware with Judaism, but yeah. It's 1964 now and we're well past that silliness. Okay, this guy is so annoying. Considering the above, what does the inverted triangle tell us about the board? They're clearly not corporeal or human. Perhaps they wish to be, or they once were. The likeliest answer is simply that theological imagery cannot help us define alien entities. You're so dumb. I mean, first of all, like, a lot of the stuff in this game is, like, operating on a Jungian basis. In other words, like, the collective unconscious, like, has a kind of circular symbiotic relationship with the supernatural, which is to say that the, like, belief in and circulation of stories, like, makes them real, which is kind of linked to the whole thing about, like, art and Alan Wake and the idea of, like, the artist as a creator and therefore like a god, but in a sense it's, you know, we all are, because we all have that power of creation and we all contribute to the collective unconscious in that way. And so the idea of like separating religion and belief from reality, when you know it to be true in this like world of this game, that the collective unconscious is related to the paranatural, is completely ridiculous. But he's just doing his fucking science bro thing. Still, the pyramid seems significant. Shapes have power, and clearly so does the board. God. Dunborn says, used to watch someone who used to be a geologist who would also stop and examine and explain environments like this and how they'd form, would also get excited every time a columnar joining is shown in a game. All of which is interesting to listen to, though I wouldn't be able to reiterate finer details. That does sound interesting. I don't really understand anything about geology, but I can see how that would be a fun time.
My life's... it's been fun.
He has such a stinky little nerd voice as well. Okay, so I think we need to collect ID cards, I guess.
Another ID card. For a cartographer.
Okay, so I don't know how many I'm supposed to collect, but I have 3. I think I've been in all of these research tents, but I could check them again. Yeah, the shower switch is nothing. Okay. Where are people leaving their ID cards around, and what am I doing with them? I already took one from here earlier, I think, so it's not in these guys, if there is any more. I think I did go in here as well. Yep. And then I guess I went that way. Did I go in here?
oldest house. Northmore insists on the name. I'm too tired to ask why. I'm not sleeping well. Per orders, me and my research team have established a permanent examination lab in the Foundation. I basically live down here now, like the obedient head of research Father raised me to be. I spend my days investigating that odd pillar where Northmore found the handgun. The work was half-hearted at first, I admit. But then I discovered numerous non-Aristotelian energy channels converging at its base. Ley lines, dragon roads, Hyligalinian, call them what you want. But this pillar is the crossroads. I started building something. Equal parts talisman and technology. An array that can impose order on the ley junctions. That's the idea, at least. We'll see when I'm done. I prefer to work away from the pillar. I'm not the only one who feels like that thing has eyes.
At some point it really seems land formations became such common knowledge for many game studios. Yeah, I mean, I imagine that they probably have to put a lot of time and effort into researching that, actually. Because I imagine it's not just things that people go into video games knowing about. At least, like, not very option. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. So I have listened to that recording. What's going on here and how do I... Nice. I see, okay. Well, I feel like there's still a ritual I need to do, so... I don't know. Where did it say it would take me? Power core storage? Oh, I don't think I've been there, so... Why not, I guess? What is that? That's the elevator button. Okay. Wow, look at all these power cores. Oh my god, not that one. There we go. The one that's glowing. Oh, tunnel access? Sure, I guess so.
Entry day plus 51. Northmore has ordered an all-hands search for objects similar to the service weapon. He claims there are more in the house, though I don't see how he's so certain. He's been strange lately. talking about joining greater causes and frequently mentioning a pyramid. After pressing him, he finally described this pyramid to me. Inverted, black, mathematically perfect. Oddly enough, Adam and the other id have shown me numerous inverted triangles painted on the cave walls. Surely there's a connection. I don't see it yet. As far as occult symbols go, triangles are by no means rare. Flood, Levi, Kroll, they used that shape like it was going out of fashion. Standing on their base, triangles signify stability and strength. Inverted on their points, they represent conflict and stagnation. Of course, the orientation is just a matter of perspective. Looking at the pyramid from below gives you one, from above another. Northmore says he looks up at the inverted pyramid. I have to wonder, is anyone standing over it, looking down?
Creepy. Oh, wow, that's... Well, that's quite some distance, isn't it? Good thing I can levitate, I guess. Is this a new place, or have I just gone in a circle somehow? Oh. Nice. Another control point. Damn, those rocks were piled up so nicely. Such a shame. Okay, cool. That was definitely another point then, wasn't it? Oh, enemies. Yeah, definitely on the right track. And where are the rest of ya? Oh, 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 they're slapping me. They're slapping me. It's not going good. Are these, is it just me, or do these guys not have their shirts on? Because, like, what is the need for that? Oh god, where are you? I can hear you. There you are. Nice. Okay. Okay, so I'm still trying to figure out what the ritual is. I'm just going with the flow. I think I just killed all those enemies, right? But I'm not 100% sure where to go from here. Oh. Have I been here before? Yes, that's the way I came. Lol. That's where the control point is. So, actually it looks like that cavern up there is an area I might not have really explored yet.
That damn gun. Faith. Not sure she's ready.
Wow.
I'm here, aren't I?
Rude.
I saved the Bureau once, and I'll do it again.
Yeah, but what if you didn't? What if you didn't, Jesse? What if we just took a nap instead? What if we took Emily and came down here for a cute little dinner date, and then we just never went back? And we let the Bureau collapse. What if we did that? Oh. Always cramping my style. I know, do you not just want to be gay and have naps? Why don't you just do that, Jesse? You know I can't support women who are cops, so I really just need you to change your ways. Oh, bloody hell. Why are you being a sniper from that close range, you know what I mean? Like, it seems a bit excessive. Okay, maybe not that way. Okay, and just further and further up. Still no clue what ritual I'm meant to be doing. Oh, that's a lovely ominous red light. Oh, do I have to open this to be able to shoot it? Chop chop elevator, there we go. Okay, well. How do I get in there to have a shot at you? Yep, shooting through this thing is simply not working. Okay, I might have to walk through this one because I don't know if I have the patience for it. Blah blah blah. That is not working. Oh. No, nothing's happening. Oh my god, that's so annoying. I just can't really see an opening from which to get it. The fuck? Can I send the elevator away? Did I ruin everything by calling the elevator? Oh. Sorry, you guys. So classic for me to get stuck on something as stupid as this. The walkthrough is also not being particularly helpful. Control, okay. I think I may have possibly messed it up by calling the elevator, so I'm going to just reload from the last save point and see if I can fix that. Okay. Oh, no, dead. Dead! Well, that definitely wasn't the way to do it. Okay, yeah, here we go. up there. Okay, I didn't need to reload. That was it. Okay, where's the last one? Have I missed something? I can't see another one in here, so... I feel like I can see something happening there. Oh no, is that just the bottom of the wall? Yeah, okay. Apparently there's a hiss node somewhere in the cave. I have not been able to spot it. Okay, maybe it's outside. Sorry, this is incredibly stupid and boring thing to get stuck on. It wouldn't make any sense for it to be so far away, would it? So... Oh, fuck. Wow, I feel so silly. Okay. Except why would I have looked there? Wow. I don't know whether to blame me or the game for that one. I did on the melee attack thing. It's like, okay, I can hold myself accountable for that because I totally just forgot that I even had a melee attack. Upper warehouse, I guess. But I feel a bit like having the one on the cave wall was a bit silly. Oh, what's happening? Well, I don't like that. I don't like the noises. I don't like anything about that. Oh. I'm trying to press the elevator button again. Okay. It was the squelching for me.
Another etching, like the one I used to get in here.
Okay, yeah, I'll just interface with this mysterious stone. I'm sure everything will be fine. That sounds about right. Any more for any more? Oh, yeah. I had a feeling it was one of those. You little trickster. Oh, great. Great timing. Yeah. Sad, everybody. Has everyone had their turn trying to kill Jesse? Is everybody happy now? Okay. Former. Ooh, like the former director?
Is this the lock/key the board told me about?
Unconventional for a box/key, but sure. Well done, seasoned. Only 3 keys tethers remain. Our nail is rebuilding, loosening.
Just doing my job.
I just, you know, it feels like it's time to stop taking blind instructions from the board, Jesse.
Aiden's got this covered.
Just saying. Just think it's worth considering. Like, I'm running around God knows where. I don't, like, they're like, do these rituals. I don't even know what the rituals are. Like, what do the rituals invoke? Like, you need to start asking questions before you just do things, Jesse.
Entry day plus 51.
Okay, I seem to have missed log 4, but that's fine. Oh, the board left me a message about the rituals? I'm gonna feel really stupid if I just didn't see this beforehand. Locks, keys, keep, socket, us here, trapped, hooked, hidden, fed. They are old, young, extra life with the director's help. Situation information is subject to change. Right, that wasn't super helpful, was it? But I think I understand now that I'm basically looking for those big monoliths.
I've served under 2 directors. 3 now, I suppose. Trench and I worked our way up together. We made it through the tough cases, the bad days, the casualties. He was the epitome of a good agent. Smart, decisive, selfless. And he picked up that damn gun. Becoming director is a formal process overseen by the board. Lots of ritual and mystery. After that, key staff provide detailed briefs on all classified matters, past and present. But with Faden, well, there's no protocol for field promotion. The girl's smart, has a good head on her shoulders.
Why are you talking to me like I'm not listening to you?
Trusting her to handle the hiss upstairs, while I hold them off here. All this shit with the nail, the board, I'm not sure she's ready. Besides, I work better alone.
Classic.
I only heard of the Foundation when I became head of operations. The very bottom of the oldest house. Director access only. Just the name alone is classified. Zachariah gave me a tour the day I was promoted. Said I should see it for myself, to understand. After that, I snuck down on my own from time to time to keep tabs on the place. And on them. But nothing ever changed down there. Not even the walls. It's solid, permanent, different from the rest of the house. Of course, they were always watching me. I never stayed long. I'm not stupid. I have to stop the hiss from finding this place. I'm the only one who can.
Girl is really the main character in her own story. Former seems to be a future thread, says the Unborn, so Marshall just stands in whatever limbo this is. What do you mean a future thread? And what does Marshall have to do with that? Compiled by Theodore Ashe for Director Northmore on the 4 etchings. My explorations of the Foundation have resulted in yet another mystery, a fascinating series of etchings on large stone tablets. The tablets themselves are likely not native to the Foundation, seeing as they're slabs of sedimentary stone, quite different from the cave's categorization-defying rock. Their placement and form are also too intentional to be naturally occurring, but who braved this place to carry them in, and for what purpose? I discovered a 5-point macro entanglement between the tablets with the pillar at its center. These links seem to extend beyond our level of consciousness to some astral realm I can't detect. Is Northmore's board somehow tied to this? The etchings on these tablets are similarly curious. They differ from the cave paintings in style and technique, so are clearly not of the same origins. Are they the visual narration of some event, or do they indicate intent, a wish, a plan? They only seem to consist of a tree and a pillar, but the sizes of either are inconsistent. What does that signify? I'm missing key pieces of this puzzle, and it's unlikely I'll ever find them. Okay, well, now that I've done that, I assume that I can... Okay, I'm not going to go into the ridiculous cavern. Control point to wherever I'm meant to go next, which... Yeah, it seems I want to go to the crossroads and go from there. I guess warehouse entrance? So while she takes the elevator, I'm just gonna go check on something real quick. Yep, all good. As I mentioned, the weather is quite, like, humid at the moment, and I just wanted to make sure that I had remembered to turn the fan in the living room off. And incredible timing, so... Okie dokie. There's a control point. Ability points, you say. Let's max out levitation. And I don't use shield very much, but I do like possessing my enemies, so let's do that next, I guess. Cool. Cool. Let's go to the crossroads.